Welcome back, everyone, to the Healing Room. Tonight's topic of conversation is the art and practice of meditation. So, whenever we think of meditation, we think of something we do, an activity that we participate in. But for me, the meaning of meditation is to be fully present with what is. So, it's not simply what we do, it is what we embody or what we strive to embody when we go into the world. Because the world is the external. It takes us out of ourself, and ourself is centered, is calm, present. But we go into the world and all of a sudden there's all of these factors, time and traveling and work and all these responsibilities. And so it's very easy to lose our center in the world. So the goal is to be able to be an embodiment of meditation, to be this calm in the eye of Maya's storm. So no matter what Maya brings to us, we remain centered and present, non-reactive, not in the past, not in the future, but just right here, right now. And so, in order to get to that place of meditation, of an embodiment of meditation, we do these practices. We sit, we close our eyes. The closing of the eyes is pulling all the energy back, right? The opening of the eyes, we're not just seeing, we're projecting into the world. So when we close the eyes, we're pulling the projections all back. The inner eye then opens up. So the eyes of duality close, and then the single eye arises. So for this reason, we close our eyes, or we have like just small slits. But the focus is that the energy is coming back to us, and we are going internal. So some sort of practice that brings us home every day is quite important. Otherwise, the whirlwind of Maya, of this illusion, takes us out of ourself and the truth that is within us. So we practice meditation, whatever practice we do, whether it's closing of the eyes meditation, or if it's a guided meditation, or if it's a mantra meditation, whatever it is. When we sit and do these practices, we are training ourselves to be able to withstand whatever comes our way. So we close the eyes, we activate, engage the breath, because the breath reconnects us to our body. It brings us back home into this vehicle that we are in, because again, the world will pull us out, right? It pulls us out of our body, into our heads, into our minds, and then we are simply living life from the neck up. And so the breathing re-engages our connection to ourself, to our body, mind, body, soul. It's the reintegrating factor. Because if you think about it, we live most of our days without any awareness of our breath. Think about it. How many times did you think about your breath today? How many times did you take a conscious breath today? And yet that breath is the integrating factor. Conscious breathing pulls in higher frequencies of energy, prana and chi. And yet we don't take not even 10 seconds a day to consciously breathe, reactivate all of our cells in our body, and release what no longer serves us. Imagine if we just do this a few times a day, how much different our life could be. But you see, we first have to have the awareness that we've lost our center in order to come back to our center. And meditation cultivates awareness through the witness. So once the breath is engaged, right? Eyes closed, breath engaged, activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the relaxation response. We activate the relaxation response because we tend to go into a sympathetic response, a fight or flight, when we go into the world, because the world is designed for us to be in fight or flight, stress, worry, fear. That is a sympathetic fight or flight response of the nervous system. So we have to consciously engage the breath to activate and bring back on board the parasympathetic, releasing all the stress. And then we activate the witness, which simply observes everything exactly as it is, without any opinion, without the need or desire to change anything. That is a point and place of freedom, because the ego personality notices what's wrong, notices the faults in the world, and wants to change them. So we activate the witness that watches the ego personality and all of its thoughts and worries and concerns and judgments, etc., etc. It watches. And when something is watched and you don't give it any energy, the volume goes down. It's not being fed. And the fuel of the ego is some sort of attachment or identity to something. And then it feeds off of that. But the witness pulls back. The witness says, there's nothing to do. There's nothing I am right now except witnessing. I am simply witnessing. So that witness, the more we cultivate it, brings us greater and greater awareness of the not self operating in the foreground or the background, depending on how you perceive it. So the witness, the more it's cultivated, increases the awareness, which allows us to see the non-self, the reactionary aspect of ourself. And then we notice it, and then we're curious about it, because the witness is always just curious, neutral. I'm curious about these patterns. And as soon as you see something, you have the power to transform it. Without the seeing, without the witnessing, you don't have the information to change something in your life. So the practice of meditation and engaging these aspects allows us to be more and more in the world as our true self, less and less as our false self, as our coping strategies, as our wounded self. Because as soon as those parts come online in the world, we bring our meditation to that moment. And we say, I recognize this pattern. I'm not going to feed it. And you pull back. And you're able to just witness and watch yourself, and watch yourself not get active, not get reactive. There's a lot of power in that. So this practice of meditation allows us, once we are complete each day, to go into the world and carry our practice with us, so that we are meditation in action, that we are an embodiment of that meditation each moment in time. And then you fulfill your soul's purpose, because to be an embodiment of that frequency in the world serves the whole world. It serves your soul's purpose of being totally present in each moment. That's the goal. That's the game won. I call this the game of life, what we're doing here. And to win at this game of life is, first, you have to wake up to the reality that it's a game. And then secondly, to realize the difference between your true self and your false self. The grounded, centered, present self versus the reactive, past, future living self. And so we engage our meditative practice, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You can have a meditation practice of walking on the earth. And every step you take is a conscious step. So that is an active meditation. Some people really need to do more active meditations than sitting meditations. I'm one of those. I prefer the active one. And so walking in nature, even barefoot, with the awareness of every step one is taking, that I'm present in every step, that I'm present in this body, I'm present with nature. And then all the thoughts, they just drop. They drop because all the energy and attention and focus has gone to the feet. And you can even do this in a city with sneakers on or shoes on. It doesn't matter. You just all of a sudden bring your awareness to your feet. If ever you're in a crisis situation, this is a great meditation. I am right here, right now, in my breath, in my feet, in my body. And I know exactly what I need to do in this moment in time. And so you coach yourself in the moment. You stay in meditation. You don't go into fight or flight like everybody else. Very, very helpful. So that's an active meditation. And there's also mantra meditation, which some of you may know of. Mantra is a Sanskrit word or phrase that we utter for a period of time. You're generally using a mala. A mala is like a rosary bead. It has 100, a rosary. It has 108 beads and a guru bead to inform you when you've achieved 108. And Sanskrit is a vibrational language. So you don't even need to know what the words mean. You simply need to utter them correctly. And so the number one Sanskrit word that most of us know is Om. And when we pronounce Om, when we utter Om, whether it's audibly or silently internally, it has the capacity to shift our consciousness. In the moment, for sure, and then over time, it can support us in clearing our field of consciousness. And it calms everything down, all that mental noise, it calms down. And the rishis in the Himalayas, those seers, those meditating seers, they were the ones who received these Sanskrit mantras. And one mantra that is very, very significant that I received when I went to India almost 25 years ago. I went on a trip to the Mahakumbh Mela, and at one point someone said, I will be teaching the Gayatri mantra by the large oak tree in 5 minutes. And my inner voice said, like screamed, go, this is why you came to India to receive this mantra. So the Gayatri mantra, I will inform you of what it does. This mantra, traditionally called the mother of the Vedas, the practice of this mantra enabled the sages to receive revelation of all other mantras. For this mantra calms mental noise, washes off karmic impurities, purifies the ego, sharpens the intellect, and illuminates the inner being with the light which flows directly from the source. This mantra connects us to the teacher within and helps us receive inner guidance and inner inspiration. One may not notice an instantaneous transformation, but the effect of this mantra is immense and everlasting. The process of purification through this practice begins in the deep unconscious and gradually pervades all aspects of our personality. We become new and fully transformed from the inside out. So those are pretty powerful aspects. And I can attest to it after doing it for almost 25 years. It has transformed my consciousness. And the reason why this mantra and many others are so significant is because they help us to clear our subconscious mind, our samskaras, our deep wounds. It does the work by repeating these words. It does the inner work for us, with us. So I'll just say it a few times, this mantra. Om Bhuvasva Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhuvasva Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat. So even just doing it twice, those who are sensitive can feel the shift in the space. So imagine doing that 108 times, once, twice a day, 3 times a day. Whenever I'm in a challenged state, or whenever I've been in a challenged state, I would go immediately to the mantra. And within 20 minutes, because that's how long a round takes, I'd notice I come right back to center. So, very powerful tool if one resonates with it. It's said that mantras find us from lifetime to lifetime because we've been doing it for lifetimes. And it helps pull us out of the Maya, lift back the veils of illusion. So if one is called to do a mantra, one is blessed because that you can ride the waves of that mantra and stay conscious in a world of unconsciousness. We can also do affirmations as a meditation. We can repeat certain words and phrases as the subconscious mind operates from rhyme and rhythm. So when we say things over and over again, the subconscious mind will take it on as a new program. So for example, inhaling peace, exhaling relax. That can be your daily meditation. Whenever you find yourself going into a contractive state, a stressed out state, a dissociated state, use the breath and the inhalation, peace, exhalation, relax. You can use affirmations if your mind ever goes into worrying about anything specifically like abundance. You can say, I receive the abundance I am. Inhaling, I receive the abundance I am. Exhaling, I receive the abundance I am. And you just allow that to permeate your consciousness. Whatever it is that's needed can be found through a meditative process and a meditation practice.